Tito Ortiz, who you hooked me up with an interview with years ago.
Yeah, Tito's rough, man. That's a rough one. You know, kind of one of those older stories I was telling, going back to like the Joe and John stuff a little bit. I always liked Tito. Tito had that incident with Jenna Jameson years ago where he was arrested for abuse and then fired the same day by Dana White. And me, me and my crew went to work. Tom Howard and I went down to Huntington Beach Jail. We got the money together. We bailed Tito out of jail. He was really frantic. I mean, he first of all he'd been arrested. Second, he heard he lost his job with UFC. It's a we went to work, man. We got him a criminal attorney and a publicist on the same day. We spent hours working through the whole deal. Totally came to believe Tito's version of the story, which Jenna was the instigator. And to this day, I still believe this story. I believe Tito was on the side of right in this one. And that same night, we had a press conference. We got the charges dropped. We got his job back at UFC. And then after that, Tito's not been very cool to me. We negotiated a fee for my services for that day. I think it was 15,000. And then a year or so later, he called me saying he wanted the money back, which I still don't understand why. I'm sure he has his version of that. And that's that, man. But there's a guy that, in my mind, had he decided to put his all into WWF, he would have been one of the biggest stars in the company because he was a pro wrestling star. I brought him back to meet Vince. WWF really wanted him, but Tito opted to stay with MMA, even though the money was not nearly the same there in those days as it is now. And it was far less than WWF at the time.
Do you think that's why when they gave him a tryout a couple years ago and he actually stayed there for a week and he was making videos and stuff about it, they never ended up picking him up? And this was
Oh,
after his MMA career. Do you think that was, sometimes they hold a grudge over that type of thing?
oh, gee, I have no idea. I don't know anything about this. So, not having any context or information would be pretty hard for me to postulate why.
Well, I'm sure you won't be surprised. I think it was Tank Abbott that made me aware of those videos of Tito training in the WWE ring because he found it funny.